Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What a show we have for the NXT Ring Report. As you see right here, the NXT Women's Combine. What does this mean? A lot of women in the Women's Combine, including the Women's Combine or the NFL Combine. Speed, power, strength, and condition. It's all will be in Women's Combine coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show for the NXT Ring Report. We'll talk about what's the women of the NXT competing in the Women's Combine, who's going to advance to become the next Women's North American Champion. We'll talk about that. Speaking of that, women are in action coming up. As you see right here, got who this lady name is, but she takes on Shayna Baszler one-on-one. Shayna Baszler, former NXT Women's Champion, looks to be a killer. And Shayna Baszler want to get his hand on him with Natalya in this girls' corner, and Shayna Baszler with Lola Vice in the corner. Speaking of that, former NXT North American Champion Wes Lee is in action against Josh Bridge coming up as well. Mixed Cheen is in action against Ariana Grace, and the Supernova Sessions will feature NXT Champion Trick Williams. What's going on with Trick and Lash Legend? You won't believe what went down. Trick and Lash Legend throughout the entire show had a lot of questions. We're going to talk about that coming up between Trick and Lash Legend as well. Also, too, in the main event, the NXT Women's Championship is online as champion Roxanne Perez defends her championship against former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green looking to win some gold, singles gold in NXT. But we get to it as the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Presents the NXT Ring Report. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe along with our additional channels. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect TV and on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, we're going to get to a wrestling hot topic as well. Nature Boy Ric Flair been in the news as late. Ric Flair had some choice words about this restaurant. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We'll have the full video tomorrow, so look for that tomorrow. Because Ric Flair sponsoring AEW, so hey, let's go and get this thing started here on the NXT Ring Report right now. All right, we ain't gonna waste no time whatsoever. Let's get started with this. The Wes Lee returns back to NXT to take on Josh Bridge. Wes Lee had that back surgery and stuff, and Wes Lee is back. Wes Lee looking to prove himself, get back into title contention. He said once he had left, when he relinquished the North American Championship, Wes Lee wanted to show the world. He was crying. He got his back surgery, and Wes Lee is back. Wes Lee looking to get some retribution. Wes Lee could be a future NXT champion. I can see that. He put his heart and mind to it. He could be, but we'll see. Wes Lee was in action. Wes Lee did not hold no punches whatsoever. Josh Bridge went right after Wes Lee, taking Wes Lee out the way he did. Tried to charge at Wes Lee. Wes Lee charging at Josh Bridge during the beginning of this match. Wes Lee did not see it coming, and he took Wes Lee out with a backbreaker to take Wes Lee down. And you see right here the cover right here. Josh Bridge tried to get the cover, but Wes Lee found a way and found the measure and did that flipping 450 360 splash or something that he normally do. He did it with perfection, and Wes Lee is back in the game. Wes Lee back into contention. Wes Lee looking forward to one day getting his North American Championship back. Obafembe now holds the gold. Obafembe looking on that Obafembe knows that Wes Lee is looking for his goal. Obafembe has the goal that Wes Lee wants. Can Wes Lee be the one to get it? We have to wait and see on that. But Wes Lee looked impressive tonight. What he did tonight, doing what he needed to do to get the 1, 2, 3 at the end. So good for Wes Lee. coming back, making his comeback tonight. And that's what he did tonight earlier. Well, speaking of that, the tag team champions Frazier and Axion won their match. They ducked the AOP from last week when the Cash Crew gang helped them retain their tag team titles. Well, AOP, I mean the tag team champions may have new challengers await them, and new challengers are coming out the woodwork to challenge the new champions and stuff to make a point and clear that they want tag team gold one way or another. The Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows, came out there to congratulate them, but you can tell the Good Brothers either gonna turn heel or dirty. We just have to wait and see on that. You can tell the Good Brothers are gonna make an impact. Well, we told you this that Shayna Baszler looking all demented and stuff. When Shayna Baszler in the zone, she's in the zone. I forgot who this girl name is, but Shayna Baszler went against this Natalia's protege and ate her alive with her controller clutch. Shayna Baszler tapped out. It was nearly 4 years ago, and Shayna Baszler was dominant. I'm surprised they never gave her the women's title. I think Becky Lynch champion for her to get it, but felt like she wasn't no match and stuff. But throughout the whole entire match, forgot what's her name. I'm gonna get to know her name soon. But Shayna Baszler applied that move using her submission tactics, using her submission specialists and stuff. Girl tried to go up, but that was the biggest mistake she made throughout the match. Shayna Baszler capitalized by dissecting her whole body part. Shayna Baszler took advantage and did what she did with choking her out like she did. Well, Kiana Jordan and Fallon Henry were scheduled to meet later tonight. The Fallon Henry turned on Thea Hill, which I still don't understand and get why she did what she did, but Kiana Jordan wanted to prove that she wanted to make a example out of Fallon Henry. Fallon Henry wanted to make an example out of Kiana Jordan. Fallon Henry did so by coming out there, her new attire, new attitude. Fallon Henry came out there and destroyed Kiana Jordan throughout the whole entire match. Kiana tried to use some offense, but it wasn't enough to the offense that you see right here. Kiana Jordan tried to take her down, Fallon Henry, but it wasn't enough. And Fallon Henry found a way to cheat and beat Kiana Jordan throughout the match. So Carmelo Hayes' girlfriend gonna have to sit this one out like she normally did tonight. Well, we get to the women's combine. As the women's combine was that speed, power, strength, and condition. These women will be competing for a spot, I guess, for who's going to be qualified for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And throughout that combine, we kind of knew a lot of folks stood out throughout the combine. Men and women you saw earlier and stuff. That like Kiana Jordan and Fallon Henry. A lot of women were trying to prove themselves and stuff. But Ava said that she will reveal who will be competing in a qualifying match to get. We know one of the matches that Ava had announced. Ava announced something big and something explosive. We can show what Ava had announced. Ava announced that this Ivory Nile from Raw will take on Last Legend from NXT. So Ivory Nile and Last Legend will meet 1-on-1. So we'll get to see that. Speaking of Lash's Legend, her group mates, the Metaphor came out there to reveal what Lash had in that envelope, and none other than the NXT champion Trick Williams. Looking in style, profile, Trick Williams came out there. Trick wanted to know who he had, what was going on with Lash Legend. We kind of know that Trick and Lash are a couple in real life, but I was wondering like everybody else, is she pregnant or something? or what. Um, but Trick was trying to be anticipating to see. And it turned out that it wasn't nothing that Trick Pent Trent cheated to cost Norm Dar a chance to be NXT champion. Well, Trick didn't want to hear that. Trick wanted to get to know Lash more. Trick didn't want to study that until he got distracted by Lash. That's when Norm Dar came out of nowhere. We kind of knew Norm Dar was going to be next in line to challenge Trick Williams for the championship that we know. So Norm Dar will probably be the next person in line to challenge Trick Williams for the NXT championship. We'll see how that's going to go. One day we'll see this in the future: Trick Williams versus Norm Dar for the NXT championship on NXT sooner rather than later. So we can probably see that heading our way sooner rather than later. So that was a pretty good distraction. It was. Even rapper Sexy Red right here, she got into the situation and said, "Man, I just watched the Supernova session. Metaphor Bella watch they back because Trick Williams gonna be on they you know what." So I guess Sexy Red, big fan of rest. I guess she's a big fan of Trick Williams. Sexy Red got her own problems and stuff. And I hope Trick does. Trick better stick with Lash than Sexy Red. Sexy Red just been all around like she's a cheese tray, if you know what I mean, passed around the table. But we'll see how that's gonna go with Trick, Lash, and Metaphor, and how this all gonna play out eventually. Well, speaking of that, who is this? I guess some girl kicked somebody in the head. I don't know why she did that. Well, hey, continuing on that. Eric Metaphor was asked what were Trick, what were Lash. They couldn't figure out, couldn't explain what Lash was. And Lash got her own problems with Trick, but I guess they want to add another person to the Metaphor group and how that's going to be eventually, how that's going to go. But we'll see. Well, we tell you this: Lexus King was in action. Lexus King took on Duke Hudson. Lexus King tried to take Duke Hudson down. Duke got distracted. Lexus King really got distracted, and Lexus King won his match over Duke Hudson to get the win over Duke. And I think Duke kind of realizing what's going on to that effect. I know for that. Uh, we'll see, but what's his name? Lexus King won his match tonight. Well, we get to this the family. The family was in action. You tell right here, Alicia Taylor was introducing the family. Don't know why, but we'll see. They was in action against No Cash Crew. Stacks was the referee. No Cash Crew didn't realize that Stacks was the referee. Stacks trying to call it right there in the middle. Right. No Cash Crew and Stacks, they all having issues and stuff, but a roll up by the new team get the win over the No Cash Crew. That's what they did tonight. And as the Stacks and the family won their match tonight over the No Cash Crew. We'll see how that's going to play out eventually. Also, too, um, Ariana Grace, this girl was in action against I who she was against too, but it was women jobbers. I mean, it really wasn't big of a deal. Now. And you see Ariana Grace, Chelsea Green, and Gigi Dolan were all backstage, and I think cheering on Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green had an important match tonight. Did Chelsea Green leave NXT as its new women's champion? She had to dethrone this woman. This woman, Roxanne Perez, the two-time NXT Women's Champion, the prodigy, I call her. And what a match it was. Roxanne Perez got that mean streak in her, that mean spirited stuff in her. She has a chip over her shoulder. Roxanne Perez tried to showcase her abilities and talent. She went against the veteran Chelsea Green, who's been a multi-time women's champion in TNA and then Global Force with Jeff Jarrett, but it was totally different. And former tag team women's tag champion as well. Chelsea Green wanted to become a singles champion, but she had to defeat Roxanne Perez to do so. As you see right here, Chelsea Green doing her husband's move, the zigzag. But that did not work to effect. She tried to pin her with the cover and got kicked out. Roxanne Perez decided to cheat by beating Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green put her effort, but it wasn't enough. The prodigy, Roxanne Perez, won and retains her NXT Women's Championship over Chelsea Green tonight. And the end of the show was this. The family looked like they kidnapped one members of the cash crew. I think Will Regal's son is going to have to look for him eventually sooner rather than later. I'll tell you that right now about Regal's son. So we'll see how that's going to go. Well, that ends the NXT, and also too, this was kind of show right here dark, but it said someone was snoring, so who knows what's going on. But we kind of know the women's combine right here. Sora Roca, Thea Hill, Jada Parker. They act like this is 2K24. With this game, with this women's combine, Sora Roca ahead of everybody. So we'll see how this is gonna go and how this is gonna be eventually and stuff. So hey. All right, that ends the NXT ring report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. On wrestling hot topics, Nature Boy Ric Flair, the living legend Ric Flair. He was in something tonight. Ric Flair made his a lot of people saying Nature Boy Ric Flair is a viral video of it. We're gonna get the video for you tomorrow. We're gonna show you what Ric Flair said to the restaurant. But this is Ric Flair had wrote right here. The Nature Boy said that he spent almost $1,500 at some pizzeria to be disrespected more than ever in my entire life. After taking 20 pictures with customers and staff, I was asked to leave because I had an issue with the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom. I would highly recommend anyone who wants to enjoy go somewhere else. Oh Lord, Nature Boy Ric Flair. And I watched the video. It was kind of like, man, you don't know what to believe. I think the video speaks for itself. I don't know who's in the wrong, who's in the right, but the Nature Boy really felt like he was disrespected. So we'll let you be the judge tomorrow and see what does Ric Flair stance on this and what y'all stance on here as well. Leave your comments and stuff on what you think about. Was Ric Flair wrong for bashing this restaurant? Either they was trying to make some money or what going on, but we don't know. So hey, we're gonna leave it like that for Ric Flair. Also, too, a lot of people are buzzing about the match about Ricochet and Dragunov had yesterday. It was a bell to bell match. We could be seeing that more forward on the WWE heading to Netflix and stuff. So I got to watch that match, Ricochet versus Dragunov. I'll probably watch it after I get done with the show. They said it was a good showcase and stuff, but WWE wants to head into that direction. I can tell the old WWE is out and the new WWE is in. So you know how that be. All right. We're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report with women's champion Roxanne Perez emerging victorious over former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. See you then.